This episode made me feel like how I felt when I was like, this is the greatest thing ever in life. Absolutely phenomenal.
So many of these quote-unquote reviewers were going off and saying that this was one of the best animated episodes in Dragon Ball history. Are we watching the same shit? 70 to 80% of the episode was literally recycled animation talking and getting reaction shots from the stands. How is this one of the best fights in Dragon Ball history? You're gonna give props to a fight that literally used recycled animation from the intro.
I come and I do my review and I get feedback from what other people's experiences were. And I'm seeing people like, oh, what the hell, these reused shots. I was so captured by the direction and the way that it was put together that it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's good animation.
I was just like so mesmerized by the entire thing, I didn't even take notice of it.
131, that's a lot of episodes. And if people still aren't satisfied, that just goes to show how much everybody's really enjoying Dragon Ball, how big it's become again. It's really even bigger than it was in the late 90s, early 2000s.
The winter 2018 season is full of truly spectacular shows. An engaging story about a taboo relationship, a killer comedy, and many more standout shows. Eurocamp is helping us discover ourselves and then to push those boundaries to discover new things.
Never really seen done before.
Calls for anime of the season or even anime of the year.
We're only a week into the new year and it's already the best anime of the year.
If you want to go camping, you could practically use this show as a tutorial guide. Its themes of adventure and living life to the fullest resonates so soundly within my soul. We consume media for different reasons, and there's nothing wrong with any of those approaches. Its subversion of the loner trope, joining a club, is really cool.
Get it? It's subversion! You didn't see that coming!
Naruto! Hey! It felt very clunky, it felt very limited. Luffy! Ah! The gameplay was just off. The graphics weren't the most appealing either. It wasn't the most beautiful looking game. Frieza! Yo! The graphics, the movement, the fluidity, it just was kind of, they could have polished it up way better. Yo, get forth, baby, get forth! Okay, the graphics ain't all that, but if the gameplay was at least, fun and moved very well, then people would really have, gotten into it, but people didn't like that. Yo, Light, what the fuck? Light will not be playable, and that is disappointing because for a lot of people, Light was the selling point. Me, I'm a very simple guy. You give me my Naruto and Goku fighting, you give me my Luffy, and I'm cool. A lot of the characters, it would kind of be pointless having them in this. I want more characters. I want to see more of the JoJo characters. Let me get Yusuke. I want to see Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! People work around that. I've seen people using characters that weren't playable and they would mod it to be able to play with them. Despite the things that people say about it, personally, I find enjoyment in it. Oh, that was incredible.
He has lowered his standards so much to the point that he has to like it.
Do not expect anything that is incredible. Expect very simple but enjoyable. Oh my God.
So he's just saying that people should just enjoy it.
That's how I continue to enjoy it.
If his fans started to be critical, they'll start to see his bullshit.
The 15th episode of The Shield Hero broke the illusion for most, and anyone making threads about how bad it is gets a lot of upvotes. Thus it's official, The Shield Hero has become the new Sword Art Online. Every casual loved it at first and hated it later. If you read the responses of the fanboys in the Shield Hero subforum, you will get only stuff like, it became popular enough to hate it. They will obviously never admit it was garbage all along and will keep deflecting any problem others have by saying they are being impatient since it makes sense later on. Only it doesn't make sense later on. Whatever plot holes and inconsistencies people constantly point out are not retroactively corrected by providing an explanation. Bad writing cannot be patched up with asspoles and retcons. And trust me when I tell you that the Shield Hero is the epitome of retcons. The author doesn't plan ahead, and when forced to provide an explanation, it is not fixing the problem, it only creates more problems. Which is what I already told you about the way they try to salvage this train wreck by making it sound like there is a huge mystery going on with the plot. Everything that seems not to make any sense proves you wrong because they explain it later on. Although there is no mystery and the explanations only make things worse. It's a trick hacks writers use when they have no idea of what to do with their own concepts. They deliberately leave things unexplained, since they know an explanation right away would be retarded, and later on provide an explanation that is supposed to be a major plot twist, when in reality it's just random nonsense that contradict the canon. And the reason this works so well with critically bankrupt people is because they are all lowering their expectations to the point something is always better than nothing. Any explanation is always better than no explanation, even if it makes no sense. Can you imagine what it's like for a fanboy, having to defend what he likes by lowering the bare minimum down to absolute zero? What do you mean Dragon Ball Super is shit? Would you rather not get any more Dragon Ball? What do you mean you don't want Diablo as a mobile game? Would you rather not get any more Diablo? Don't you guys have cell phones? What do you mean you don't like chibi videos? Would you rather have the snob stop making videos altogether? What's wrong with you?
In a weird way, I had to sort of just free myself up to believe that it was okay to be stupid or dumb.
To be a moron.
Yeah,
To be moronical.
exactly. To be a moron.
You went full retard, man.
The main villain is going to be a new Saiyan that we've never seen or heard of from before. Broly. He comes from, Planet Saddle. It just kind of makes sense if you think about it. This dude's been frozen in there since, again, the ancient times. Yo, really? Broly? Really? The guy that put down Yamoshi. Broly. Really? He is the Universe 6 version of Yamoshi, just Broly. Maybe he came to conquer Earth, the original one to take out Earth. Do you know who Broly is? He was a loving, peaceful guy. Broly, humans killed his loved one. He went crazy. Broly's gonna be in this. He has a green aura, so maybe this is like ancient god form or something like that. That's even stronger than anything that Goku and Vegeta have obtained. We're using Broly again. We just had him with the Kale thing. What King Vegeta would do if somebody was that strong, he would have did away with him a long time ago, similar to what happened with Broly. You know how many people are gonna go crazy? I'm excited. I got my Dragon Ball Super withdrawals right now, bro. I'm getting the sweats, bro. I might have to go to a rehabilitation center just to feel better after all of this. People been craving more Dragon Ball since then, okay? Craving, like, oh, please give me more. I'm begging you.
Over here we have another example of people trying to elevate something as better than something else for completely arbitrary reasons. The milquetoast protagonist of Demon Slayer is fantastic because he is genuine. Other protagonists are tryhards because they yell and cry all the time, but he's just a generic Boy Scout who doesn't do any of that. What the writer is actually saying is that he's not fond of characters with a lot of emotions. He likes milquetoast reactions to everything, which is exactly what makes this character unmemorable and passable. The writer also likes pure and flawless in personality characters, who never have anything to worry about as far as their desires go. Someone who will never give up, he will never second-guess his goals, he will always sympathize with mass murderers who want to kill him. He will forever be a flat, dull archetype you find in fairy tales for little children. And I would have no problem with that if the show was a fairy tale for little children. Which is not, it's quite violent and occult. Thus, it's out of place, it doesn't fit the show, the protagonist is not only dull, he's also badly implemented. But this is not what those who like the show will tell you. They will just use the usual buzzwords of new and refreshing compared to actual shonen.
Unlike anything the world has ever seen. Sound familiar?
And it works too, since what you see here is currently the highest upvoted review on Mal. Oh, didn't you get tired of every shonen beginning in a city? Well, this one begins in the middle of nowhere. And didn't you get tired of seeing the heroes winning with the power of friendship and then transforming? Well, this one is about training. And didn't you notice how I'm talking about Bleach all this time and generalize it to make it sound like all shonen are exactly the same? The highest upvoted review on Mal is this bullshit. How about the second highest upvoted? Maybe that one is better. Nope, same blanket statements. The story is amazing because I really like the pretty colors and the nice sounds and everyone has an inner story. What the hell is an inner story? Does he mean a flashback about a background story? And what the devil is this makes you alive with every sensation? Why don't you just call it my feels?
Can you feel my feels?
And if you think I am making fun of different tastes all this time, let me show you how easily the exact same justification can be used the other way around. Here is someone asking why is Index so bad compared to the spin-offs. The answer is simple, because the protagonist is a pure and flawless in personality character who never has anything to worry about as far as his desires go. He will never give up, he will never second guess his goals, he will always sympathize with mass murderers who want to kill him, he will forever be a flat, dull archetype you find in fairy tales for little children. Does that remind you of something I said earlier? Every other character is better by comparison when he becomes the protagonist. See how easily it flipped around? Once again it is proven why plebs use arbitrary reasoning for why they like what they like, and why I am clearly better than all of them.
Yo, Black Clover greatness! Fodder, characters, hype. It hasn't been that eventful. Very hype. Fodder character, I really can't even remember the name of the character. Way better, barely anything. That was incredible. Like, piece of crap, hype! Hype moment after hype moment. Can't really even remember the character. I was just hyped. Very bad. Oh my gosh.
He puts his hand on his chin, which means he's lying.
Yo, this is one of the reasons why the Black Clover franchise right now is dominating in its top 5, one of the highest grossing for TV Tokyo, which is crazy. Like, Black Clover anime, people are rocking with it, so stop the hate.
Kamikatsu is probably being viewed as something that is just outright an abomination. Every single cell in my body is violently repulsed by what I am currently looking at on my screen right now. My brain literally shut down upon seeing what was on my screen. This is going to give me nightmares. This is what I see as my paralysis demon. I don't think I can experience much more trauma than this. After a few days, my brain finally started to be able to process what I witnessed for this anime. Even though I said I was kind of done with the series, I think I might have lied. I actually really do enjoy this series, and I've been having a hell of a fun time with it. This is honestly one of my favorite anime from the season. No jokes. Legit, no jokes.
If you set your mind to it, you can jack off to
anything.
Anime is trash. And so am I.
So I have some unfortunate news. We were supposed to get a lot of updates on Bleach. Now we got confirmation and it's official. Apparently this event has officially been canceled. For a fandom that's been waiting 8 years for any updates regarding the anime, I wonder how long now we're gonna have to wait on this big announcement. 8 years. So it looks like we're gonna have to wait a little longer to find out all the big news about Bleach. 8 years. Good things come to those who are patient and wait, so we gotta be a little bit more patient. 8 years. Unfortunately, despite the fact that we've been really excited and patient for this announcement, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. 8 years. We gotta be patient a little longer. 8 years. A lot of people have been really highly anticipating seeing what's about to go down with Bleach. 8 years. We gotta wait a little bit longer, people. 8 years. And remember the golden rule.
Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
Hey there, tasteless plebs! Are you getting fed up with anime lately and thinking of giving up because you realized almost all of them are garbage? Worry not, because right here I got 10 simple ways you can use to perpetually enjoy everything no matter how bad or boring it becomes. So strap yourselves in for 10 crucial life hacks that will skyrocket your entertainment factor for everything. Just find a group of people who are having fun with something and join them. It doesn't matter how bad the thing they're enjoying is, because just by being surrounded by lots of people who are positive about something, you are conditioned to be positive too. It doesn't matter what you think of the show, it doesn't even matter what the show is about. You are enjoying it because they are enjoying it. But what happens when you can't find an echo chamber of mindless fanboys who are enjoying something just for the sake of enjoyment? Are you doomed not to like it because you are not brainlessly mimicking what others are doing all around you? Worry not, because all you have to do is stop thinking about it. All you have to do is sit, stare at the screen like a zombie, and accept everything the way it is. Now you can enjoy everything regardless of what it is. But what happens when you can't shut off your brain because you're not a mindless zombie who enjoys everything? Well, nobody's perfect, but there are still lots of alternative solutions. One of which is to simply focus on the positives. Ignore everything you don't like, look only at anything you like, and you can enjoy everything no matter how bad it is. But what happens when you are too stupid to simply ignore the negatives? Then you can always have no demands. You can think all you like and pinpoint as many problems as you like, but when your bar is at ground level, you can enjoy everything. But what happens when you're a demanding asshole who dares to expect more than absolutely nothing out of whatever he consumes? Why on earth would you do that? You can always use mental gymnastics for excusing everything as a positive trait, even if it's negative. A character keeps changing motivations out of nowhere. That's how real people are. There are a lot of time skips. Well, you don't want to see the build-up, you want to see the outcome. There are too many flashbacks in the middle of a battle. Well, you need to be reminded why those characters are fighting for every 5 minutes. There, see, every problem is excused because it's there for a good, made-up reason. But what happens when you're too stupid to make up reasons for presenting negatives as positives? No worries, just use double standards. On one hand, say it's just anime, you're not supposed to think about it. And on the other hand, you can write 100 pages for why cute girls drinking tea and eating cookies is the most thought-provoking thing in the history of mankind. There, problem solved. Just tell people what they want to hear by constantly contradicting yourself, and it's all gonna be fine. The haters will be pleased because you agree with them by saying it's not deep. The fanboys will be pleased because you agree with them by saying it is deep. And you are happy for being a shameless ass-kissing yes man. But what happens when you're too incompetent to agree with everyone? Then all you have to do is project the negativity onto the ones who are negative. Someone points out a plot hole? What an asshole for pointing out a plot hole. Someone suggests ways that would make the show better? What an asshole for pointing out ways for making it better. This way there is no problem with the show. It's all the haters' problem for pointing out things that you might as well be conveniently ignoring. There is no bad pacing, bad writing, or bad animation. There are only assholes that create problems in their minds. But what happens when you're incapable to prove those problems exist only in the minds of the critics because you're stupid enough to see those problems within the show? No worries, because you can always use your feels to reflect our criticism. Yeah, there might be problems, but what about my feels? I have so many emotions, and that is the only thing that matters. I enjoy it, and I don't care about that you don't care, because my feels don't care about your facts. But what happens when you don't have any feels about the show? What if it's so bad you feel completely indifferent towards it? No problem, because even then you can still have hope it will become better in the future. As long as you have faith in the mangaka, you will always keep watching something in hopes of becoming better in the far future. Just imagine how good it can be instead of how good it actually is, and you will never be bored of it. And even if you can't even hope it will become better after 500 episodes, you can always forget everything you consume the moment it's over. That way you will never be disappointed because you will remember nothing. Always forget what you're watching and never learn from past mistakes, so you will always be happy when you consume the same shit again and again and again in every season, without ever being aware of the same problems repeating in every new show you watch. It's that simple. Be smart and enjoy everything by being a complete moron your whole life. Thank you for listening to the 10 simple ways with which you can be forever happy. They are so simple, even a moron can use them and live in bliss.